My name is Toni Williams. I'm from Pineville, Louisiana. I have 4 children and I have 6 grandchildren. I love my grandkids. My husband, Mike, he worked as a corrections officer. We were married for 10 years, but we were together 20. I lost him to COVID in 2020. Before the accident, I was mostly a stay-at-home mom. Mike was our protector. He was mine. And right before I lost him, we had this wreck. The day of the accident, the guy that hit me was going straight and I was in a turning lane, and he had a truck and a trailer and he just kept getting over, and I hit the brakes and then he just crashed all one side of my car. When I saw the truck coming over, I was freaking out. I knew immediately that I was hurt. My husband took me to the urgent care. My husband Mike found out about Brian Caubarreaux on TV on Sundays. And he would always say, my boy BC. That's my boy BC, Brian Caubarreaux. Because it would come on during the Saints games, and it was so funny because he acted like he knew him, you know. When we had the accident, it was no doubt on who we was gonna call. My husband didn't trust a lot of people. I think he trusted him because he just knew, listening to his commercials and the people talking about how they got took care of, it wasn't fake. It was real people giving real results. When I first met him and Jean, it was real warm. It was like meeting a family member. They made me feel safe and I didn't have to worry. I didn't have to do one thing. Right after the accident, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't use my left arm. I couldn't clean. I couldn't cook. You don't realize how much you do until you can't do it anymore. My husband, Mike, he was taking care of me financially and physically. We was having to go to therapy 3 times a week. He would drop me off. I knew it was serious. And then finally, my therapist wanted an MRI because at that point we hadn't had one. The doctor told me I had a torn rotator cuff and that I would require a surgery to stop the pain and to be able to use my arm again. When my husband passed away, it was devastating to my family because he was only 44 years old. I didn't even get to grieve properly because I was so nervous on how we was gonna make it. And then I was already kind of handicapped with the shoulder. I just felt lost. Brian and them got in touch with me and asked me if I needed anything to let them know, and they sent flowers. It made me feel like family. It was more than just a flower. It was letting me know they was a part of my loss. Mr. Jean was my attorney. He's easy to talk to. He made me laugh and he made me real comfortable. Everybody in their office, they was real prompt about getting back to me when I needed something. If we needed anything, you know, they would get it. I don't think I would have been able to get all those treatments if I wouldn't have called Brian's office. When I lost the biggest piece to my puzzle and I had an injury all in 6 months, it was the hardest time of my life. But they reassured me that I was gonna be all right, that I didn't have anything else to worry about at that point but getting well. And when I tell y'all, these people really do mean what they say. I didn't get paid $1 for this commercial. Now it's been 3 years. I'm feeling better. We're gonna start back living, and I want us to be happy and keep moving like my husband would want us to do. I think my husband would be smiling that everything worked out with Brian because he did it right. He really did. He is gone, but he took care of us in death by calling Brian Caubarreau's office that day for me. We can't change how life happens. You just have to make the right moves and be resilient. And if you get in a car wreck, you know what to do. Call Brian Caubarreaux.